Now, I'm about to say something, but I need you to hear me out before you chime in. No one loves their child more than a woman who is either miserably single or attention starved in her relationship with her husband or boyfriend. Let me tell you where I get this from. I'm very observant and I'm a very read between the lines person, partially due to trauma I've suffered in my younger years where I had to be hyper vigilant and observant to protect myself. But I've noticed over the years on social media, women who, not every case, not I know you're different, I get it, you do this and this, it's different for you. But women who post constantly about their kids on social media, how much they love their kids. They'll die for their kids. Their kids are their life. They can't imagine doing anything else other than being a mom. Those same women, as soon as they get into a relationship with a man, all of a sudden they're posting about their man all the time and how their man is the best boyfriend ever and their man is just everything to them and they've never felt like this before. I have also been shamed by this type of woman when I would post, oh, I'm going out to do this, that, and the other, and they would question, but where are your kids? I could never go anywhere without my kids. And then as soon as they got into a relationship, all of a sudden they're going out all the time. Women like this, not in all cases, I know you do this and you don't mean it, you're different, I know. But a lot of times women like this tend to be enmeshed with their kids in an unhealthy way. Does that make sense? Like they want a relationship, they want a partner so bad, they want attention from their partner that they're not getting. So they transfer all that energy for a partner onto their child, and their child in a weird way becomes their partner. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about, something, sexually inappropriate in that sense, but emotional, they have like an unhealthy emotional relationship with their child, especially if their child is a boy. Whatever attention they're not getting from a man, they get that attention from their child. And that's where you get women who tell their sons that you're the man of the house. That's where you get women who are extremely jealous if their son gets a new girlfriend or wants to move out and gets married, because that new woman is taking their place. My son is not the man of this house. This is me. I pay the bills here. I'm in charge. He's a child who will eventually go off to live his own life and do his own thing. It's my responsibility to keep the roof over our head and keep us safe from harm. It is not my kids' responsibility to provide emotional support for me when I'm going through something. That's what my friends are for. That's what my therapist is for. It is not my kids' responsibility to entertain me and keep me company when I am lonely. Again, that's what my friends are for. That's what my big grown ass is for. If I'm bored, I can figure out something to do and go do that thing. I mean, totally different from wanting to spend time, as a family. I'm not talking about that. But it's not my kids' responsibility to keep me from being bored. While I would do anything for my children, don't get it twisted. I'll rip your head off and then eat it like it's a chiclet if you mess with my kids. My kids are not my whole entire life, okay? And before you get defensive and say, well, my kids are, calm the fuck down, first of all, and watch who you're talking to. Second of all, I have my own life. I have my own hobbies. I have my own interests. I have my own goals. This is my life. My kids are a part of it, a big part of it, but my kids are not my whole entire life. I want my kids to be healthy people, functioning members in this society, and go off on their own. And if they meet someone nice and settle down. I want them to have a happy, healthy relationship and develop their own traditions and to do their own thing. I want that for them. But also notice how I'm not obsessed with wanting a relationship with a man. Does that make sense? So I'm not lacking. There's not this hole in my heart that I just need a man to fill. And if a man's not filling it, someone else needs to fill it. And because I'm in close proximity to my children, they have to be the ones to fill it. I am a whole person. And great people who come into my life are an extra added bonus. So I'm not walking around like there's something missing. So anytime, there's somebody who just seems to be like overly obsessed with their children. I can't do anything without my children. My children are my whole world, my whole everything. I don't understand how women can do things without their children. Always, raises up my antennas, and I'm concerned for, what the relationship dynamic with their children is. Also, these same types of women tend to wind up in very unhealthy relationships with men that cause even more so unhealthy relationships with their children, because as soon as they get a relationship with a man, finally they have a man, so they're going to speed through the vetting process, ignore and overlook red flags, move that man in or move in with them. That man could be abusive. He could be, involved in unhealthy activities. I've heard some horror stories about, moms, who have done these things with their kids. The man could be targeting you to abuse your kids. The mom is now siding with the man and not believing her kids. And some moms even go as far as to make their kids move out with another family member, or they kick their child out, or they know that that man is abusing their child, but they just stand back and allow it to happen because God forbid they lose that man. Your child. And watch getting defensive, because a lot of times when we get defensive, that's actually something, and that's a check engine light that there's something we need to work on and we're getting triggered. Our children are not the center of the universe. Okay? They're not. They shouldn't be. They should be a part of it, a big part of it, especially when they are not self-sufficient and they're young. Yes. But they shouldn't be the whole thing. They shouldn't be the center. That is very dangerous. They should be a part of, like your friends, like your family, and some people get a bigger part in that universe, but they're not the center of it.